So, last time I weighed myself, I was down to 275.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I went back up to 278.
It's not going to be an easy journey, my guy.
I know. And
I'm
I
still
know
proud of you for putting in the effort, though.
and I know why I went up to 278. It's because I ran out of the sparkling ice because my brother loves it just as much as I do. So he tends to take most of it.
If you can't find sparkling ice, then might I recommend the Liquid Death?
I did try that. I tried their liquid death root beer. I did not like it.
It doesn't necessarily have to be root beer flavor. Like, they have other stuff.
I know. It's just that was my go-to.
I am fond of their cola flavor. Their lemon lime is decent. Dr. Death, their Dr. Pepper version, is pretty good. They've also got Dead Billionaire, which is basically an iced tea lemonade blend. And they've got Rested Peach, which is peach tea.
Interesting.
Like, you've got plenty of options. I know root beer is your default, but, there are other things to try.
Yeah. I mean, like,
And even if you don't necessarily want any flavors, they've got just plain old sparkling mountain water.
I know with the sparkling ice, I've been going for lemon lime because it tastes just like ginger ale. But unfortunately, my brother also likes that.
Well,
And here's
just to say that we did, I want you to give the Liquid Death lemon lime a try.
okay. It's just one thing I hate about living with my brother is it is just you know the meme of
Your tastes are too similar, so you're often competing for the same stuff.
no of oh, it's my thing. You mean our thing, comrade?
Oh God.
Yes. One time, my brother. All right, so this is gonna piss someone off. It already pissed me off, but one time, so my mom got me a bunch of the lemon lime, right?
Yeah.
And then when I went downstairs, my brother told me that he had opened all of the lemon lime bottles, essentially making them flat.
That is grounds for a slap.
In response, he said he thought they were going to burst because there was no give on the bottle. I checked other bottles. There is no give on them.
I have had sparkling ice plenty of times. There never is any give.
I'm about ready to tell my
Speaking
brother.
of which,
I'm about ready
speaking
to
of which, in case you first.
I'm about ready to tell my brother that if he ever gets lemon lime, I'm taking it from him.
There's another flavor I could recommend to you if you want to give it a go.
Okay.
The sparkling ice cherry limeade is pretty good.
Okay.
Like, if it's anything to do with cherry and or limeade, it's good.
Okay. All right.
My favorites, when I was actively drinking that stuff, were the aforementioned cherry limeade and a black cherry flavor.
Okay.
I know it's kind of out of nowhere and sporadic. I'm just trying to offer you some options because, not only is the stuff you're already drinking good with some great options out there, the stuff I've recommended also does. So,
Yeah, I know. It's just I found one that I really liked, and my brother is denying me the thing I really liked.
This could potentially be a good use for that alternate flavor. Get him hooked on a different one so you can have yours to yourself.
He's already hooked on too many flavors.
Either that or get a personal mini fridge in your room and keep that stocked.
I did that once.
No shot.
Yeah, long time ago.
Let me guess. He invaded that mini fridge anyway.
No, I made that mini fridge part of this camper that I used to have, and eventually when we started having electrical problems and the camper couldn't, get any power, the mini fridge was left behind.
That sucks.
Yep.
Because, if you just got that personal mini fridge for your room to keep your own batch of the lemon lime in, that might solve your problem.
I think you may be right. Alright, anyway, hello Internet, welcome to the stream. I am Vegas Bear, as always, with Mekumon and Bella, who is, once again, off camera.
A Mekubon who is somewhere between Sugar Rush and Logic Mode.
And today, we are playing Resident Evil Revelations 2. I do believe we were close to the end last time.
Yeah, I think we were about ready to shift back to Barry for one last time.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think we can confirm that eyeball is Wesker's.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Alex Wesker specifically, but Wesker nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. She's just as delusional as her brother.
If not quite as successful.
I'm suddenly
in regards to the mutations, I mean.
Oh, I was gonna say I suddenly remembered the Kadoku plan, and now that went sideways. All right, campaign, main campaign, continue.
You will continually take damage while bleeding. If you don't heal up, you'll lose a lot of health.
Previously on
Yeah,
Revelations 2.
jeez.
Someone left a message.
Welcome to the Kierling, where all things come to an end.
I not know this thing you are speaking.
I'm just learning to see a little more
Oh
clearly.
yeah, that was the old man we found dead. It's Barry.
We'll know each other inside and out.
You killed her.
I'm sorry, I wasn't the bad daughter.
The old sack is gonna pay for what
I've said before and I will say again, given what we discover about it in Resident Evil 9, I kind of want to just shoot everything on this God's Forsaken island with a dart gun full of, Elpis syringes.
Yep.
I imagine what isn't too far gone will just change back, and what is too far gone will just spontaneously die.
Yeah.
Claire,
So yes, this is after Claire had escaped, but unfortunately, Moira got trapped.
what happened?
And
to
also,
Moira?
considering how many times Claire here has been infected with something over the course of the games she's been involved in, I think a booster shot of basically the cure-all for her, the predator-based bioweapons would be very much appreciated.
Just give her an IV drip of Elpis.
Moira. Why, baby?
I love that shot. With the rain coming down on the doors and windows.
Yeah. Like, when it gets its shit together, Resi is definitely capable of giving some very cinematic shots.
Mm-hmm.
Moira.
So I don't know if it was explicitly said,
Natalia?
and I don't know. I doubt.
Are you okay? Hey, what happened?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut
Where's
because they
Wesker?
may actually just explain it.
She went somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Well, what matters is that you're safe. Wherever she went, we could still catch her.
And there's his BSAA badge.
You're not hurt, are you?
No, I just.
It would
got
be
the
hilarious
wind
if you
knocked
could
out.
turn around and shoot it down
You
from
know
the
where
cliff.
Wesker went?
I think she's on the other side of the map.
Get a secret ending by
Alright.
doing that.
We better
Actually, I
double
think
back
that
up the
ties
cliff.
into the good ending.
That's a big sluice.
They use it to control the water flow.
What's that over there?
That building
So-
might be a way up.
I may have
Just start
told you
heading in
about
that
this
direction.
series before, but there's kind of an ongoing audiobook thing on YouTube going by the name of
There's something ahead. Be careful.
Bionicle something redone, reworked something. They're basically trying to redo the original whole batch of Bionicle books.
Okay.
I should be able to find it here. Hang on. Bionicle Revised. They're a ways into their third book by now. We've gone through the original quest with the Rahi. They omitted the quest for the masks entirely. Just defeat the Rahi and stop Makuta. Which I have my own issues with because the hunt for the masks was so integral to that quest, but they did the Borok in their second book. Although they didn't do the transformation into the Toa Nuva, the Toa managed to escape without transforming.
Then what was the fucking point?
The fact that the Borok were defeated. They did say that they plan to transform the Toa into the Toa Nuva eventually when it feels more earned. Character progression wise. Which then brings us into the third book and what threw my head for a loop. They're doing Mask of Light.
Oh.
Before the Toa Nuva even come into exist, they're doing Mask of Light. They skipped the Borok Kal entirely. I'm trying not to complain too much because this is Bionicle Revised. It's a fan retelling of the same legend, and as we know, legends that are told the way the legend of the Bionicle was, you know, oral storytelling around a campfire, details change over time.
That's true.
That's more or less the lens I'm trying to look at it. This is basically a different Turaga in a different land telling the same stories, albeit slightly differently.
Monster!
There are some story aspects I genuinely really like and would gladly reincorporate into the actual Bionicle story we got in the books. The proper books. But, I guess that's what fanfiction's for. For example, there have been multiple hints from the Turaga about the events of Metru Nui, which have been kept pretty vague, because why would they go into extreme detail? They lived those events. They know what they're talking about. And Turaga Wanua, whom you might recall as being basically the historian among the 6 Turaga, had a little basement hatch under his bed, which led to a secret little cubby that he had under his house to store a bunch of historical records and documents and such from Metru Nui that he'd salvaged. Which was how he got information on the Borok to begin with. And that information was limited because, well, the Matoran never really did manage to study the Borok too closely while the Matoran universe was still in its prime.
Oh, shit. I'm just gonna crawl back through here. Barry, I ain't doing this shit.
It's like, if you could get him to lie on his stomach and shoot through the vent, that could potentially fix your problem. Oh, I think I know what to do. You're gonna want Barry to stay out there with the gun ready and have the kid basically kite the zombie out after her through the door.
If Barry will even stay here, but he'll probably follow.
The idea being, you should hopefully be able to shoot the zombie through the fence like you did the lock. See? You might also need to shoot the crate.
Yeah.
A whole 1 in a row. It's a new record. I actually did something useful. But, yeah, to continue off that train of thought, the thing that I enjoyed that I wish had been brought back into the story proper, Tahu became suspicious of the Turaga once he realized they've been hiding stuff from us ever since we got to the island. So he starts trying to investigate what the Turaga know. Which leads us into one of my favorite scenes in the Mask of Light books so far. After being rescued from a lava flood with the Mask of Light in tow, Tahu brings Takua to his own little dwelling that he's made himself in the depths of the volcano outside of Takoro proper. And he's got a Pepe Sylvia conspiracy board on his table.
Ha!
Tahu goes on to spend months in universe between the Borok saga and the beginning of Mask of Light, trying to basically study the Turaga and discover what they know. Because, and here's the twist that actually made me interested, he doesn't believe they're evil necessarily. He wants to know what they know for the sake of the Matoran's safety.
This thing is huge.
He doesn't like the idea of just blindly
It's like one of
following
those cranes
supposedly
you see in
divinely
junkyards.
ordained leadership without at least understanding and being on the same knowledge level as them.
Yeah.
In other words, free thinker. This comes to a head when
We'll have to climb up the
Tahu
crane.
ultimately is confronted by Vakama on the Tawaki beach at night. And Vakama lets slip that Matanui was not the Matoran's original home. They were not supposed to be here as long as they were. And he was more or less waiting for the right time to tell the Matoran all this stuff, because say they did tell the Matoran where they came from. What's stopping the Matoran from trying their damnedest to return to their original home when the passageway is sealed and the way to it is not safe? They've already lost more Matoran than they'd like in the Rahi War. They'd lose incalculable Matoran trying to get back to their original homeland if that information was too widely available.
Makes sense.
It's not that the Turaga wants to hide this shit, they have to. And even then, most of the Turaga believe it's finally about time to actually start spilling the beans, but not all of them think so. The most recent chapter to drop out of the Mask of Light book was the Koli tournament that we would see in the beginning of the Mask of Light movie, and the book the movie was based off of.
Ah.
So there's a scene in that Koli tournament where Takua attempts a new move he's been practicing, only to narrowly miss hitting the Turaga in the heads. Well, in this version of events, he did accidentally hit Vakama in the face.
Oh no.
And might have concussed him. The game ground to a dead stop as multiple guards, Jala included, moved to check on Vakama. When he got back up, he insisted that they continue the match anyway. They were already in the sudden death round with all the team's scores tied, so they had to finish this match. He would rest after it was done. Takua naturally is very upset with himself over nearly killing the Turaga like that.
Understandable.
And it was upon the tournament ending, this time with a Pokoro victory instead of a Gakoro victory, because training for a few months does not immediately make you better than an athlete who has been undisputed for centuries. Yeah, as the tournament ends, the Mask of Light gets exposed, and now they're going, oh, what's this? And that's where the chapter ended. Takua already was planning on getting rid of the mask because he didn't like the weird instinctive feelings it was giving him. He was already having difficulty sleeping before the mask, but basically hadn't had a single peaceful night's sleep since finding it. Yeah, just putting it out there, he's got more reason to refuse this destiny now than he did in the original timeline. Oh, and on the note of this universe taking what we already knew and putting a new spin on it, the origin of the Borok.
Uh-oh.
So, instead of being Matoran of Light who transformed, these Borok are arguably even more gruesome. They are Matoran corpses that have been exposed to energized protodermis.
Why Matoran specifically?
Not Matoran. Matoran corpses of all elements.
I thought you said Matoran.
In the original whole Bionicle, it was Matoran, Matoran of Light. They were the prototype Matoran species. In Bionicle Revised here, it's all Matoran. Just the corpses thereof.
Yikes.
I want to keep in mind that Borok supposedly do not go out of their way to kill Matoran. These were Matoran who deliberately got in the Borok's way and fell in battle. A case of, we didn't start this fight, but we sure as hell finished it.
Almost there, honey. You gonna make it?
I'm trying.
The Borok Queens framed it as recruitment to replenish the ranks.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, suffice to say, the Toa, when they discovered this, were horrified. And Nuparu, the Onomatoran responsible for devising the Boxor, that little mech, when he learned about this from Toa Onua, he was sickened to the point of nearly vomiting on the spot and vowing to shut down the Boxor program.
Fuck.
The reaction makes sense. Like, consider, from his perspective, it's like if someone in our world made suits of power armor from human remains. Most people would find that repulsive.
Yeah. Have an idea.
The battles in the revised books also get pretty intense, too. They are not afraid to kill the Tauren off. Named ones that we've grown to know and love.
I got a new shotgun. Wait, no, hold on. I'm not abandoning the Samurai Edge.
Probably should have, like, put one of the guns in the case that the kid is carrying to free up space.
I don't think I can. Yeah, there's no guns here.
Ah. Well, then we're definitely going to have to figure out what we could ditch for the shotgun.
Well, I'm gonna say a sniper rifle because I feel like the fight we're gonna get into is gonna require the blunt force trauma of a shotgun.
Where we are going, we don't need sniping.
Written in Russian, the virus has breached the facility's containment measures. Men are driven mad by it, and the women, they suffer horribly before dying. Honestly, I don't know which is worse. The madmen lash out in a senseless rage and attack without provocation. I've survived so far by shooting them on sight or hiding. But these men, they used to be my friends. Funny, out of all the places I could have ended up, fitting I end up back here. I worked alongside this crane for the past 30 years. This place has been my life. I guess it's more of a home than my home was. I've always been a workaholic. My family paid the price for that. I was never around as much as I should have been. This is where I make my last stand. I still got a few bullets left, but nowhere else to run. If there is an afterlife, I hope my family will give me another chance there. Well,
As usual, dark and depressing.
Seeing as how the gun has like 5 shots, I don't think he died fighting.
Chances are, he saved a bullet for himself.
Either that or died from any wounds he sustained.
He is bloody. So, he definitely didn't starve to death.
Yeah. It could be either or.
Considering he was pleading for his family to forgive him, I imagine it's probably the self-termination route.
do like that the zombies we're fighting as Barry are old and decrepit, and we don't have to worry about the weak point shit that we did with Claire.
This must be the way into the mine.
Barry, there's a facility down below. I think that's where we'll find her.
Is your memory coming back?
It's hard to describe. I don't remember this place, but it feels like I've been here.
Well, it's okay. These things take time. Don't push yourself. Half a year.
So keep in mind of what she said.
I won't stop until I have...
Sorry, I had to turn around for a moment. What did she say?
Barry asked if her memory was coming back, and she said it's hard to say. I don't think I've been here, but it feels like I have.
Yeah. So I mentioned having to turn away. The reason why is because I was doing a little math in my head. Trying to see how many Halo Reach sessions we'd have between, you know, the one we just finished and the release of Campaign Evolved. The answer is 2.
Oh.
Campaign Evolved drops on the 28th, which is just about 3 weeks away.
Oh, shit.
Hell, it drops on the day we would be playing Halo for the stream.
Ah! Love it.
And since I have not upgraded my Game Pass, I'm probably just going to have to buy the game anyway. So I might as well eventually get my pre-order in.
Going down.
You will die, child.
It's coming from the bracelet.
The past will catch up with you, false one. And that is when you will die.
That's the she-Wesker, all right.
She-Wesker.
Don't you worry. Together, we're stronger than her.
We'll say, when we eventually do get to playing Campaign Evolved, it's gonna feel like I'm coming back home. Oh, goody, the poisonous gas bullshit.
Because why the fuck not?
Gas. You'd better stay here, sweetie.
As
No
if
way,
dealing with
I'm
this
going.
crap in the Sierra Madre wasn't bad enough.
You're up to it. All right.
To give you that little
Hold your
Fallout
breath
fun
as
fact.
long as you
Depending
can.
on the
You don't want
difficulty,
this crap in your lungs.
the fog in the Sierra Madre will basically slowly chip away at your health at all times.
Oh, lovely.
Though on those difficulties, there is a workaround. It involves a specific perk that slowly regenerates your health when you're irradiated. So, get that perk, irradiate yourself sufficiently before going to the Sierra Madre, and just do not take any rat away when you're there. Since most places there aren't so heavily irradiated that you'll need it.
Right.
In doing so, the regeneration actually keeps up with the damage over time of the cloud. You might as well not be taking damage at all. But of course, by that same token, you also might as well not be regenerating at all.
It's always a catch. Oh, fuck me.
The hilarious
Run
thing
your
is, now
ass
that I
off,
think about it...
Barry!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Back to the Halo topic, though. With 2 weeks left to actually play Reach, we could just separate those into 1 day's firefight, 1 day as multiplayer, and say that we're good.
That's true. Okay, what the fuck? There we go.
And once we finish with this game, we can just jump into Bully Scholarship Edition for however you choose to play it. For the audience who might not know about this, Bear and I did discuss what to play between this and Resi 6. And with the Xbox being an option now, we could potentially replay Bully with all of the DLC and everything.
Mm-hmm. Get the version of the game that I originally intended to play.
So I had suggested, along with the DLC there, we could do a challenge run where we're trying to be the
Down and down.
best student we can be. High grades, minimal confrontations, effectively being an honor student.
Let's look for a way down.
I think it might be the first deliberate challenge run for the channel.
Yep.
Keyword deliberate. This doesn't count any time that Bear and I have made things harder on ourselves out of sheer ignorance.
This elevator might be our ticket down.
And hey, challenge runs allow for us to replay the same game multiple times in different ways, so...
Oh, I spoke too soon.
You know, there's
about
that.
the weak point fuckers.
God, some of these things remind me of flood forms.
Yeah, they do kind of look like flood forms, don't they?
On that note, I should probably warn you. From what I've seen of Campaign Evolved, they're using the Halo 3 flood.
There's a difference?
So, there are some things unique to the flood in each different game they appear in. If it were Halo Combat Evolved flood we were dealing with, we'd have elite combat forms, human combat forms, and carrier forms alongside the little infector pods, where the most you'd have to worry about with the elites is the occasional cloaked or shielded one, or God forbid one of them has a rocket launcher.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, on Legendary, those guys are the bane of everybody's existence because they do not telegraph for shit. In Halo 2, human combat forms became significantly faster and more nimble, harder to hit. They also gained the ability to effectively reanimate flood corpses by just having another infection form jump in.
I remember that.
As opposed to Combat Evolved having them get to low health and play dead. Halo 3 Flood introduces the pure form, which thankfully it seems that one particular trick that the pure form had in Halo 3 is not present. That being its ability to change from tank form to artillery form to crawler form.
Oh, I did not like those one bit.
Nope. Yeah, so far, from what I've gathered, that is not present. Just the tank form.
Oh, lovely!
The worst part is, there's actually, like, precedence in the story for tank forms to be here, because the Halos doubled as research stations to study the Flood. And we've seen in certain multiplayer maps that this includes higher level, more dangerous Flood forms kept in suspended animation in stasis tubes. And in Fireteam Raven, which takes place during the events of Combat/Campaign Evolved, we know that among the Flood and Stasis included tank forms. Named so for their insane durability.
Right.
Tank forms behave more like hunters in terms of gameplay, where they will move slowly, cover their faces, which is basically their one weak spot, and hit like a truck.
That's a ventilation system. If we can get it working...
Another thing Halo 3 introduced that I'm afraid is potentially going to wind up here in Campaign Evolved is the ability to infect living NPCs and convert them into Flood.
Oh, God.
In Halo 3, NPCs, living or dead, could be converted into Flood at any given time. It wasn't just dead Flood bodies that could be reanimated, it was any NPC that dropped. That wasn't Johnson or the Arbiter. As far as the other AI, fighting them shouldn't be too different from how we've been dealing with them in Reach, because they're based on the Reach AI.
Interesting.
They've also added new weapons to the sandbox, new from the perspective of Combat Evolved anyway. Some of these weapons will include the energy sword,
Yes.
the needle rifle,
Yes.
the brute spiker,
Yes.
and the sentinel beam,
Yeah.
which is a forerunner weapon that fires lasers.
I found it
It's
very.
supposed to be good for...
I was gonna say I found it very useful against this one.
Yes, that's entirely its point. Since these were on the Forerunner Sentinels that were supposed to be clearing out the Flood in the first place, it is supposed to be a decent anti-Flood weapon. Now keep in mind, these are only a handful of the weapons that have been ported into, Campaign Evolved. I don't know if there are any more or how many. Let alone which ones. Though, given the Reach bias, I wouldn't be surprised if the DMR somehow managed to make its way in there. If the battle rifle made it in, I'll know what my primary is. On the note of the battle rifle, here's a fun little fact for you. It has 2 firing modes, but so far the games have only ever let us use one. Depending on the flip of a switch, the battle rifle could fire in 3-round bursts or fully automatic.
Holy shit.
You understand why they only ever let us use the burst fire option.
Yeah.
If they let us go fully auto, it might make other weapons redundant. Though that would be cool. Press a button on the controller to switch between firing modes. Go from bullet hose to precision fire, back to bullet hose. Like, in Halo Combat Evolved, to do that, you would have to, fire out an elite with the AR, strip the shield, switch to her pistol, which is the, precision firearm of choice for most players, and then fire in the head, then switch back to the AR to move on to the next one. Or if you're doing this in Halo 3, switching from the AR to the BR and back. There is another weapon that is added into the Sergeant Johnson campaign But for whatever reason, it's inaccessible outside of that campaign in any capacity. The weapon is called the stanchion. It is a very specific type of precision sniper rifle. I think it's like bordering on a freaking railgun at that point.
Oh, shit.
Thing is, it's not only not available outside of the Sergeant Johnson missions, the player never gets to use it, period.
Really?
The description for the weapon includes how Sergeant Johnson doesn't like to share it.
You know what? That's fair.
And how it won't be included in the main campaign for Halo Campaign Evolved. Great! You gave an NPC a unique weapon that the players can't use.
I mean, unless you play multiplayer.
I'm not sure. There is no multiplayer. Not in the sense that you're thinking. To my understanding, multiplayer is exclusively limited to co-op.
That's what I meant.
And any PvP games that this weapon could have potentially appeared in, not present.
I meant co-op.
I don't think the weapon will be available in co-op either.
Even if you're playing Johnson?
I don't know how co-op will work for those missions. And we won't know until we get a little bit more information.
Ow.
With the game being 3 weeks away, they've got very limited time to actually give us that info. I'll keep my ears to the ground so I can get back to you when I find it, but so far, I don't think that weapon is accessible, period.
Well, that's great to know.
There's plenty of other tools in the sandbox, so we're probably not going to miss it that much. But it does sting as a Halo fan because that weapon has had a presence in the books that fans have wanted to experience in the games for years. I think the only games that weapon has been, air quotes, playable were the Halo Wars games. And even then, this is just me thinking off the top of my head and likely being wrong. Okay, so I compared those things to flood forms earlier. They look like a bizarre mix of combat form and carrier form.
I love how he did a little flip and then just bopped on top of his head.
Since we're talking horror, I might as well add a little bit of extra flood lore to the plate here. A sufficiently damaged or aged infection form can temporarily lose control of the combat form it creates.
You've mentioned that before.
Private Wallace A. Jenkins discovered this the hard way. Basically, as he tried to escape containment, or rather his body did, the infection form would occasionally knock itself out with intense pain, allowing Jenkins himself to reassert control for a few seconds at a time. It is through the passages from Jenkins' perspective in the book, Halo the Flood, that we've learned what it's like to be trapped inside of a combat form. I'm just going to put the comparison out here and let you draw the conclusion for yourself. Being taken over by a Yeerk would be preferable.
Oh. Oh no.
See, with the Yeerks, they can be reasoned with. They're, like, even in the books, we've seen peaceful ones that basically share the autonomy with their host and live relatively peacefully in cooperation. The Flood does not do that. You are stuck in perpetual agony as the Flood takes your mind, your body, your very soul away from you and turns it all into fuel for galactic conquest. As far as the Flood is concerned, it is upholding the very mantle of responsibility that the Forerunners were so obsessed with. Bringing everything to the same intellectual, technological, and spiritual level. Uniting the galaxy by making everything itself. From the perspective of the Flood, it believes what it is doing is as necessary as the Reaper cycles.
Oh, fuck.
And to think, as we discovered more and more about how this conflict started with the expanded 343 lore, and I specify this much because we did not get these answers in the Bungie era. This is 343 post-Humans Are No Longer Forerunners era. The Forerunners basically started this shit. Before the humans, like before ancient humans, before Forerunners, there were the precursors.
Why does
Of
WESKER
course.
have it in for you?
I don't know.
The precursors were the closest thing to gods that the universe had ever seen,
And I guess
mastering
the
a near
answer is
incomprehensible form of technology mastery called neural physics. A belief that everything in life, down to the concept of life itself, is alive.
That's one nasty bowl of soup.
It's incomprehensible by design because it's supposed to seem as alien and beyond our understanding as possible in terms of like actual IRL writing.
It needs authentication.
In universe, through mastery of neural physics, one's memories transcend their physical form.
I think I've seen this machine before.
when the Forerunners were basically told, okay, you've got a bit too much of an ego on you to be the proper galactic caretakers that we assigned you to be, so we're giving the humans this job to see how they do. The Forerunners threw a shit fit and exterminated the precursors in rebellion, refusing to give up their precious power, their precious title, their precious mantle of responsibility to allow anyone else to do their job and basically take their superiority away. Once the cleanse was done, most of the Forerunners involved either went insane or self-terminated or otherwise isolated themselves from their society out of pure shame, realizing that they'd basically done the exact opposite of what the mantle of responsibility entails. The precursors survived this extinction event by turning themselves into a fine powder, utilizing their own powers of neurophysics to effectively alter their own physical form. The idea was that after a while, the dust would reassemble itself into the precursors and they could just start again.
Nice place to set up house.
The dust malfunctioned.
I wish I could live here.
Yes, I know what it sounds like. I mean, that is the clearest, most transparent way I can phrase it, as hilarious as it is. The dust form malfunctioned. You won't be laughing too long once you realize what that malfunction entails, but for now, I'm just gonna let you hold on to this.
I already know.
I've
Like,
had
I have
my
a feeling
fill
it's gonna be
of
something
actions.
horrible. So hit me.
Several thousand years ago, the ships, a bunch of ships belonging to ancient humanity and our then allies, the San Shayum, who would later become the Prophets of the Covenant, mind you,
Oh, lovely.
stumbled upon a bunch of derelict ships with containers holding all of this dust. After multiple attempts to analyze it, they concluded that its only real purpose was as feed for a dog-like animal that they keep as, like, companions and livestock.
Oh no.
So, at first, it only had positive effects. The creatures became more docile. Physically, they became healthier, stronger than ever, silkier coats, all that good shit. And then something changed. One developed weird fleshy growths and went from docile to just completely off the wall insane. Started attacking and eating the other Feru around it. This weird cannibalistic mutation would eventually spread and became known as the shaping sickness. This is the beginning of the Flood as we know it. Planets would be lost in a matter of days, forcing humans and San Shayum alike to flee. In their desperate attempts to flee and contain this sickness, they'd start attacking and glassing worlds that the sickness had already migrated to, many of which were in Forerunner territory.
And the Forerunners saw that as
aggressive expansion,
Oh.
which led to the Forerunner-Human War.
Which eventually led to the Forerunners basically setting humanity
Kicking
back
humanity's asses.
and setting us back to zero.
Yep. And keep in mind, that was after discovering partway through the war, oh, this wasn't expansion, this was containment. But by then, enough damage had been done that the Forerunners demanded consequences for what humanity had done, and so they chose the merciful option of de-evolution, technological, societal, evolutionary regression, as opposed to the original option, which was to just completely delete our species outright. There were still Forerunners protesting this.
I imagine the Didact was one of them.
The Didact wanted to use the Composer to turn us into AI soldiers to fight the Flood.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
One of two people to hold the title Didact, which were basically clones of each other. The other one vouched for just regressing humanity, letting us re-evolve over time, and hopefully not make the same mistake. With humanity basically devolved and the Flood having retreated temporarily, the Forerunners took that to mean that humanity had actually developed a cure for this sickness, and they devolved us before they could get the cure out of us. Oops.
Oops, indeed.
So they set up scientific facilities to less than humanely attempt to extract that potential cure from humans' genes, as the survivors clearly must have had this augmentation to become immune to the Flood, right?
Right?
In practice, it was just a means of continuing to torture humans for its own sake.
God damn, are they Forerunners or are they AM?
They might as well be both.
Jesus!
Now, keep in mind, that was a minority of Forerunners that wanted to continue punishing humans. But they were a vocal minority. Then, after some time, the Flood returned. And amidst all the chaos and all the renewed combat, the very first grave mind was discovered and interrogated. It was simultaneously the first grave mind and the last precursor. And it was through talking with it that many truths were learned. The origins of the Flood, the fact that, oh, humanity never actually developed a cure. We just retreated intentionally to let you think there was one, to give you false hope.
Ha ha, fooled you!
In truth, what happened instead was something we could never have even predicted in our wildest dreams. You proved to yourself and the rest of the galaxy why our choice to give the mantle to humanity was the right one. Because you are not, and were never, worthy.
Oh, I bet they did not like hearing that.
Many of the Forerunners who were part of that interrogation committed self-delete afterwards.
Yeah. I can understand why.
The Forerunner Flood War continues, and the Primordial, that is what they called this initial Gravemind, is winning. 1,000 plans were tried. 1,000 failures endured. Eventually culminating in the development of the Halo Array. And their firing. It was a weapon of extreme last resort. An acknowledgement that there was no defeating the Flood. One could only starve it into suspended animation.
So, okay, this is a question that's been bugging me. So the Halos effectively destroy all organic life, right?
Anything with sufficient biomass and computive capabilities, so anything with enough meat on their bones and a nervous system.
Why did it not kill humanity while we were still stuck on Earth?
It did.
What?
So, here's how the Halos work. After firing their pulse, it leaves the galaxy alone for a specific set amount of time. Basically allowing the damage to settle. It then releases a cleansing system to clean up the biomass left behind,
Figures she would have gotten her
allowing
hands
the
on
environments to
Ouroboros,
return to
too.
something livable. At which point, samples of each species on that respective planet, cataloged prior, are sent to reseed the planet and start over from scratch. Humanity was no exception.
Which I find interesting considering the fact that...
You could thank the librarian for that. Another Forerunner who had a great deal of respect for life in all its forms and was very much against all of the punishments and regression humanity had been forced to endure.
I ran into her in Halo 4. She was a nice lady.
She was. Arguably the only Forerunner with her head on straight. At least at the time. She's responsible for humanity's, and by extension, the preservation of all life in the galaxy post-Halo firing, as she was the one who insisted on indexing all of those genetic samples of species the Flood had not yet fully consumed, stockpiling them, and programming the Halos to reseed the universe once everything had cleaned up. It's largely the purpose of the Ark to store the majority of these samples, being both the control center for all Halo firings, the manufacturing facility for new Halos in case one were to be destroyed, and to store all that genetic information. So, yes, when the Halo Array fired, all life within 10 radii of the galactic center died, as planned.
Shit.
And eventually was reseeded, so humanity had to start over from scratch twice.
What about the Forerunners? Did they not,
Something over there.
like, reseed themselves?
This was their penance for their crimes. They chose not to preserve themselves. As far as we know, There are no Forerunner samples. They chose not to preserve themselves as a form of penance for their crimes. Though many of them did survive the firing of the halos by either just simply leaving the galaxy outright before the halos fired, or hiding in shield worlds which were designed to protect the inhabitants from the pulse of the halo.
Right.
Regardless, they still died out. And this is part of what makes the firing of the halos so damn scary. Because if the Covenant had succeeded and fired the halos like they wanted to, this cycle would repeat itself. New humans, new Covenant, new conflict over the halos, same result. Because those samples are still being kept aboard those Halo installations in the Ark. If they were to fire again, the galaxy would eventually be reseeded and start over.
The monster!
Whew. Oh, God.
Great. My lucky day.
As for the Flood, this is where neural physics comes to bite everyone in the ass. Think of it like this. The memories of the precursors, and by extension the Flood, are effectively held in their own separate cloud, completely independent of our plane of reality. And so every time the Flood reemerges and reaches a developmental stage where they can actually tap into this cloud again, the same Flood intelligence from the Forerunner Flood War reasserts itself. The Gravemind that we interact with in Halos 2 and 3 effectively is the Primordial in a different shape.
This is all levels of fucked up.
It is impossible to truly kill the Flood because their memories will persist as long as existence exists. So long as even one Flood spore exists, so too does the Primordial, and another Flood outbreak that could consume the universe.
Great.
I'd argue it takes even less than one spore. It takes one cell.
Man, you Forerunners really fucked up.
Yeah. And once they figured this out, they basically died to atone for it. without ever actually providing a permanent solution. They thought the solution would be reasonably permanent. They didn't even consider that something might release the flood and force the Halos to fire again, and again, and again, and again.
See, that's the Forerunner's problem.
No foresight.
I was gonna say. The Forerunner's problem, no foresight.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I was just gonna say they assume they're the smartest people in the room when they're not.
And thus, we have Halo's version of space elves.
Yep.
Which is hilarious considering back in the Bungie days, we were Forerunner. They were human. In the lore from 343's era onward, they're just a sister species that came from the same common ancestor as humanity.
Which on one hand does suck, but from the 343 lore that you've told me, it is interesting.
They're like in their last act of atonement, choosing to die out, they willingly passed the mantle to humanity with a set of trials in place to make sure we were ready for it. Which included the personalities, or Geish, of multiple Forerunners encoded into the DNA of specific human bloodlines.
Oh, hold on.
The Master Chief basically was a Forerunner in a past life.
No.
Or at the very least has the personality of one encoded into his genes. One that is always present, but not necessarily accessible.
I was about to say, don't make him special. His whole thing, the whole thing that made him cool was that he wasn't special. He was just lucky.
At the very least, though, it wouldn't be just the Chief. Like I said, it was multiple human bloodlines that got these things. So, these could be activated in anybody at any time. Given the way, human genes spread out over thousands of years of reproducing and spreading out.
Mm-hmm.
So, one could argue the entire human race, or damn close to it, is capable of this by now.
So, I gotta wonder, is Halsey one of them?
We don't know.
Okay. Because I feel like that would make
I wish I had a better answer for you, but simply put, we don't know.
It would make too much sense.
We only know Chief had one of these because it became relevant to the plot of Halo 4. Let that speak for it. Like, it only became relevant in a very specific situation. And that was largely to immunize the Chief from the Composer.
T-Phobos. What was she trying to accomplish?
Right. I remember that from,
Halo 4.
Yes. Thank you.
Because the Didact himself was immune. And guess whose Geish was found in the Chief?
The Didax?
I can't remember if it was the Ur-Didact or the Isodidact, but yes.
Right, they were clones. Which one was the one we fought?
That's what I'm trying to recall. The one we fought in Halo 4 was the Ur-Didact, so
Need your
Chief's
help.
Gish there was probably the Isodidact.
So the other one.
The one that actually had a conscience. Then again, I'm pretty sure the Ur-Didact would have been less omnicidal if his pod hadn't malfunctioned. You want to know why he was trapped in there?
Why?
That thing was basically a Forerunner therapy machine. He was supposed to be stuck in there in suspended animation where his mind could meditate and heal.
Huh.
But when the Halo's fired, it's linked to the domain. Basically, the Forerunner's version of an AI cloud was severed, and so he couldn't just emerge when he wanted to. And the consistent 100,000 years of just constant isolation drove him insane.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun little fact for you. We technically don't even truly kill him at the end of Halo 4.
I beg your finest fucking pardon?
He's immune to the Composer, and we knocked him into it.
Then where the fuck did he go?
Through a slipspace portal to another Forerunner installation, where he was eventually tracked down, fought, and defeated by multiple Spartan teams.
Where was this in a book or
Comics.
comics? Okay.
I
don't-
remember Spartan Black Team was among the ones that attempted to track him down and beat him. The Master Chief did eventually get involved along with Blue Team. And eventually, they did take down the Didact. It just took multiple Spartan teams to do because Forerunners are heckin' tough. Especially ones with powers like the Ur-Didact, which basically was just the Force by any other name. In short, yes, we do eventually take him down, just not in Halo 4 proper.
I'm not the biggest fan when an antagonist introduced in a game is relegated to being defeated in a comic.
Then you're gonna despise Julam Dama.
Who?
Remember that plot I told you that becomes relevant in the Spartan Ops missions?
Yeah.
Julam Dama is the leader of of the Covenant Storm faction that you fight throughout Halo 4 and Spartan Ops. You don't get to beat him in 4 or Spartan Ops. You basically fight your way to him in the opening mission of Halo 5 and kill him in a cutscene.
Oh.
Yeah. People were not happy with that.
I mean, at least it was in a game.
Yeah, barely.
Well, see, my gripe with this comes from the Assassin's Creed games, of all things. Because 3 introduced a new villain that was prominent in 4. But when 5 came around, I forgot which one 5 was. I think that was Unity. That entire plotline was dropped. You want to know how they finally settled it?
They killed him in a comic?
They killed her in a comic that's never referenced, never mentioned, and also the primary protagonist of that story was the illegitimate child of Desmond Miles, the main character for the first batch of Assassin's Creed games.
You must be exhausted, Natalia. Need a break?
I'm okay, Barry. Thanks anyway.
I see why you're pissed.
Yes!
Yeah, Halo fans can absolutely 100% agree with you on that feeling. Because that is basically what just happened to the Didact. If we want to talk about other things Halo, like 343 Industries has done with Halo that people are less than enthused about, allow me to bring up the name 343 Guilty Spark.
Oh, buddy.
We learned his origin. And it turns out he was human the whole time.
The fuck?
Yo. Hey, Taro. Yeah, to keep this on relative track here, Guilty Spark was composed for... So he was a human named Chakas on Zeta Halo and was eventually composed for doing something apparently worth rewarding in the eyes of the Forerunners and turned into a monitor AI to watch over Installation 4 for the rest of his infinite life.
Hi, Taro.
Hello. I have been slowly driving Bear insane with Halo lore.
I see.
See, the timing was fucking perfect because Nikamon said that 343 Guilty Spark was human, and then you joined the call and said hello. I just I just like I wasn't prepared.
Neither was I, but I was still smiling like an idiot. And the thing is, why did 343 Industries choose to do that with Guilty Spark? It was because of a series of lines spoken in Halo Combat Evolved.
You are Forerunner.
That was 3. Last time you did this, you asked me if it were my choice, would I do it? Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. We must activate the ring. This is like right after they explain what Halo does.
true?
More or less. But you already knew that.
Getting closer.
How couldn't you?
Just a little longer. Hang in there.
Last time you asked if it were my choice, what I'd do it. Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. We have no choice. You must activate the ring.
Emergency.
343 used that exchange to justify not only the Master Chief of the Geish plotline, but also what they did with Chakas here.
Chakas sounds like a foreign chocolate.
Elevators remain disabled until the threat has subsided.
Apparently, he was also friends with the person who became the genetic clone of the Urdidact. Which also further explains why he feels so drawn to the Chief. He recognizes the Isodidact in him.
Unlocking all
Or some bullshit.
All right, get in.
They said Resident Evil was complicated. Holy fuck.
This still doesn't hold a fucking candle to Bionicle War when it goes off, but I see your point. Funny how both these instances involve lore that goes back 100,000 years.
The song.
You know it?
I know I don't like it.
Oh, isn't this creepy?
Damn it, my light.
I thought it was
Just
Wednesday.
Perfect.
True or false? Are you a bitch? True.
I'm not gonna claim that Halo lore was easier to follow in the Bungie days, but they definitely had an increased emphasis on what was happening in the relative present compared to 343 Industries wanting to focus on the past with the Forerunner saga.
Lottie! What did you do to her? Lottie was my
I
friend!
forgot about her, little bear. Poor Lottie.
Why, Alex? What have you got against her?
Hatred of Natalia. I survived. My escape wasn't death. I have no one to blame but myself. When I pulled the trigger, in that instant, the thought of vanishing from this world, me of all people, I came to feel fear. How ironic. The virus is inside of me, rotting away my body to the point of death, saved me from death. I have become ugly, hideous. Can't stand the sight of myself. This isn't me, this ugly creature. But soon another me will awaken. The vessel I transferred myself into. I won't allow it. I forbid it. She's the ugly one. Yet she'll look at me and laugh at how hideous I am. Why have I become so hideous? I am me, but I am not. I awakened as myself, but then she will also awaken as me. Both are true. No. There can only be one true me, and that is me. This feels like Evangelion dialogue. She can never be me. She is false. She's a farce. That's why she cannot be allowed to persist. She must be eliminated. I am me. Only I am true. I'll use that abomination. Albert's final legacy. I'll smother this insufferable island with your Ouroboros. She'll be eviscerated. She'll come to no fear. You will feel the icy embrace of death, Natalia. And then, when you die, false one, I will take your body. I'll become the true me. Natalia, you must die. So,
True. False. You reject what was given to you. You reject your memories. False.
so now I can. Oh my god. So now, shut the fuck up, Alex. I can finally mention it. Alex's plan was to transfer her consciousness into Natalia's body, which is why Natalia has been acting a little weird here and there. That's because she's effectively fighting for her own body without even realizing it.
Body belongs to me.
And it's also it's also the reason why Alex is so hell-bent on killing her, because when she killed herself, when she self-deleted, in that one instance she felt fear, which caused the virus to activate, and, well, you know.
Let's see. Usage of a progenitor-derived virus is to transfer one's memories and consciousness into a new vessel. One largely, basically a little girl. So, where have I heard this before?
Also, I don't even think she used the progenitor virus for this. I think she just used the technology that she had.
Again, progenitor derived, not necessarily progenitor itself, but definitely based on it. It could be technologically derived, this whole thing here.
Well, I mean, the technology to transfer her consciousness was probably technological and not viral. But everything else was definitely viral, as we have seen.
Because, like, I remember something vaguely like this being brought up in RE9.
I can still destroy you. I have to destroy you.
Bunch of clones that were made in order to attempt to transfer Oswald Spencer's consciousness into one of them. But that is for a game further down the line.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I understand how you felt now.
Because for all I know, I could be misleading the audience right now without even realizing it.
Enough to live.
What is it with you, Wesker? Batshit insane. Except for Jake. Even then, he was crazy in a different way.
Oh, look at who raised them.
Yeah, that's fair. I should be so strong.
We'll find out.
Holy fuck.
I don't see any nutty bits.
You can't have her, she Wesker.
And of course she went into the vent.
Naturally.
Oh, this bitch. Talia, what's up? Kind of swaying back and forth.
Why do you hate her so much?
I was certain of it. Natalia, you are false. You are false. I am Rita, not you.
Damn it, where'd you go?
Trapped me in this sickening, rancid corpse.
Just shut up!
Fear is death, and death is fear.
Oh, she used the poison gas. That's
Die, Natalia.
How be the Taro doing, huh?
False must die.
Just got VR chat. Have to find batteries for my controllers, that sort of thing. Bruh. Step. Actually, I'll look after the stream and say that one.
no fucking way I killed her with a knife.
Dial boy.
Is this Chris or?
This is Barry. Barry Burton.
You know, last I checked, Chris is out getting amnesiac and or drunk.
I was about to say, if it's Chris, then I wouldn't be surprised.
Barry's the real gun nut of stars. So yeah, we got the good ending.
Nice!
Bye, bitch.
Moira!
You did all this for me?
Yeah. Sorry it took half a year. Fucking technology.
Fuck it right up the ass.
So, real quick, the reason Moira was able to survive was because of the old man.
Here! Run to the ladder!
That's why we found her phone there. He taught her how to survive on the island before his own death.
Oh,
Come on.
It's Claire with short hair.
I missed the ponytail, but hey, it works.
Moira, I'm so sorry. You were in trouble. And you came back with a chopper and a sniper rifle, and that's fucking awesome, so shut up!
I love that. I love that. Moira, you were in trouble, and then you came back for me, which is awesome, so shut the fuck up.
Take care of this.
Oh my God, Barry.
Are you sure you don't need me, Barry? I mean, Dad.
I'll always need you. But for now, I have this.
Yes!
I'll cover you from the chopper.
Why am I only now getting the YouTube notification that you played Halo Reach?
I don't know.
That's been happening a lot lately, and no idea.
Just look at her.
Also, to make this
Come
joke,
at me, Wesker.
let's just take R6 distraction and do none of that.
Halo Reach.
Bring her closer. I'll try to pick her up.
I'm putting you and your goddamn family in the ground!
Stay away from her, Barry. I'll cover you.
I found this YouTube short. It's of Leon, Claire, and what's the name of that girl from the last game?
Oh,
I'm gonna take a shot! Fire for me!
Roger that! Don't miss!
Grace.
Grace. Thank you. Yeah.
Don't worry,
Leon,
sweetie.
Claire,
I'm
and
not gonna
Grace.
leave you.
Leon is driving. Claire is just in the passenger
Tell me
seat,
about it.
not giving any form of a fuck that Leon is swerving between two lanes, while Grace is in the back cowering in fear.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Claire! Hurry up and... Oh, you bitch! Hope I'm not disappointed when I do.
Me neither.
We can't have a wife in the fast lane get out of the car.
That is something you would say.
What can I say? As basic bitch of an opinion as it is, Leon has basically been my RE spirit animal.
Where's the big guy? Bring that shit out!
Oh, yes!
Rocket launcher!
Oh, shit.
Time to put an end to this. Hold on, you two. Things are gonna get bumpy. All right.
And like that, the Weskers are no more. Well, technically.
Look, Moira. I know I should have let you have your space.
It's okay. I gave you plenty of reasons to worry.
You held your own out there, Moira.
Of course she did. She's a fucking Burton. Anyway, let's let these guys come in and clean up.
Let me guess, BSAA?
So, what are you gonna do now, Barry?
What are you gonna do now, Barry?
I'm gonna go back to being a father.
I'm gonna run. Run, Barry, run.
Ow! Fuck you. So if it wasn't clear, Barry is adopting Moira. Or, he can't adopt Moira, that's his biological child. He's adopting Natalia.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. Papa Wolf adopts another cub.
Mm-hmm. And that, my friends, is Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Quick, start bully scholarship edition so we can delay Resident Evil 6 all the longer.
So, honestly, this game was a lot better than Revelation 1.
One would hope so, considering they had a moment to actually, look over what did and didn't work and react appropriately.
Having the idea of having two playable characters across a campaign is, it's interesting. It's an idea that they play with a lot. But also having each person have their own partner who is non-combative, for the most part, is also interesting. I'm glad they didn't run with this for the mainline games, because imagine RE5, but Sheva wouldn't use it. Sheva would never use weapons.
On the one hand, more ammo for you. On the other hand, Sheva, get over here and help!
Also, the actual revelation that there was a second Wesker actually meant something. Instead of just the revelation that Terra Grigia was essentially an inside job. Like, the fuck? Oh yeah, these are screenshots from the DLC where where the old man teaches Moira how to survive. We will not be playing that. And this is from the DLC where you play as two different versions of Natalia. The normal version and the Wesker version. This takes place between Claire's campaign and Barry's campaign. And if you manage to get through that without, blowing a gasket, it just starts it has her wake up near where Barry meets her. Because her DLC is entirely stealth based.
No. Thank you.
Yep. This game did have a few problems. For one, the revelation of Alex Wesker doesn't really hold much.
Change much.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really change much. But the fact that there was another one is still a big deal, even if it doesn't really shake the foundation of the story. Getting to play Barry was also really good.
You know how you make the she Wesker thing work as far as the revelation goes? Have her continue on as the main antagonist, carrying on her brother's work after he's gone.
Yes, that actually would have been cool. Instead, we got the family. And I don't mean the Bakers. So yeah, Barry losing his BSAA badge was important because it's how Moira found out that he was here. Also, I don't know how I feel about the T-Phobos virus. Because on one hand, a virus that triggers out of fear is interesting. But it did not lead to a lot of variety. Not only that, but by the time Barry shows up, most of the infected are decayed.
Already kind of gone.
Yeah, they're decayed. They don't have any of the fleshy armor that they had before, or the weak spots. Oh hey, Resident Evil Degeneration. That movie must have come out around the time this did. I almost thought that said House of Mouse. I was about to be very concerned.
Was knew Mickey was trying to conquer the world. Unfortunately for him, I'm a cat. Get over here, you! I'm in random
Aye, the license plate says stars.
So he's in China now? Alright. Yeah. Well, tell Piers to look after him.
The Burton household.
Get your ass in gear. Claire will be here any minute.
Well, excuse me. Hey, Polly, you see my
So
jacket
that
over
is in
there?
reference to
Upstairs? Come on down and get ready.
RE6. That news broadcast.
Figures.
A cage went in search of a bird. And now, the bird is gone. The bird has changed.
Alex may have been more successful in her endeavor than anyone thought. Unfortunately, we will never know. Unless they make a Revelations 3 or RE10 involves fucking Natalia somehow. Of course, I don't have the BP for any of these. Damn you. Well, we've got Claire. Claire Rodeo. Yeehaw, chuckle fucks. Moira Survivor, Moira Urban Ninja, Barry, Commandant Barry, Natalia Black Dress, Natalia Lottie Suit, Ironhead. Here's all the figures, okay. Oh, this is the old man. Afflicted. That's a lot of barbed wire. Sploder. And the Rotten. And Monster Neil. Why did it zoom in on his crotch? Alright. Well, that is going to do it for Resident Evil Revelations 2. Starting next Wednesday, we'll be playing Bully Scholarship Edition.
Because we could take a break from the horror for a little bit. We'll have all October for that.
Oh, yeah. Reminds me, I need to get a few more horror games. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92
with Meikumon
Huh?
And with Taro,
Did it
You
not
said
go
his name,
through?
it just-
Fuck.
it did
It
not
only
go-
half went through. It only half went through. I heard Ro.
God damn it. I hate this throat right now. Taro.
And
Don't strain yourself, my guy.
also joined by Bella, who was off screen and passed out. Never mind. She's awake. She's just... Bella, your tongue is sticking out. You're doing a blep.
Aww.
I don't think she cares. If you like what we do and want to support, want to see us keep doing it, feel free to support us in any way you wish, whether it be monetarily or through engagement. Every little bit helps. And as always, stay safe, stay comfy, stay hydrated, stay healthy, good to each other.
Be the people Mr. Rogers knew we could be.
Exactly. And we will see y'all tomorrow for Super Robot Wars?
I imagine so, unless other plans have been made.
No, I'm actually, because you mentioned your throat. I didn't know if that was going to be a problem.
It's not sore when I talk, only when I eat.
I'd still see a doctor.
Oh, trust me, it's already going. Not my throat, the thing that's making it like this way.
Okay. Well, we'll see you
I am
tomorrow.
taking your word for it.
Yeah, we will see you tomorrow with more, with Super Robot Wars. So until then, peace.
Remember, if you're going to be taking up the mantle of antagonist for a relative who had been a previous main antagonist, just carry through to the rest of the series.
Also, don't inject yourself with shit.
Stay as pristine as possible so you can actually be in as many games as possible.
Say no to drugs.
Exactly.